So in Spring Boot Data JPA, let's say if there are two entities, let's say there is one entity called as post and there is another entity called comment. You need to update with the database. Okay, we have a post called post ID, post name and a post description it can be. And for each post you can give multiple comments. So comment is another entity. The relation between the post and the comment is, it's a one-to-many relationship. One post can have multiple comments. And the relation from here to here is, okay, many to one relationship. So here it is from one to many and many to one. Now using Spring Boot Data JPA, as usual we will be creating with JPA repositories. We must have a JPA repository for both the entities. So you will have a JPA repository for post table. We will have a JPA repository for comments table. So in your case studies, when you are going to develop the application, whenever you have multiple tables need to be associated using with the relationship, every entity should have a repository. That's what we are going to do. Now we have a comment repository, comment JPA repository, at the same time post repository. If at all if we have a custom query, we write a queries, otherwise we will be using with only the JPA repository. That is how we write a JPA repository interfaces. Two entities, and entities should have a relationship. So how do we write the entities? See here, there is a comment entity and there is a post entity. Each entity will have its own table name, post 2021 and here also comments 2021, right? Both are two separate entities. Then what is a relationship? So here first if we take the post ID we have, and then post title, description and content. So for every post you will have ID, title, description and content. This is the four attributes you have, setters and getters. Okay, now what is the relationship you have with the post with your comment? If you go to the comment table, comment is another entity. Here again you will have comment ID, comment text. You have many to one relationship. Multiple comments can be added to the post. So the join column is going to be post ID. You have many to one annotation. You must have here called post. Number of posts can be added to your, number of comments can be added to your post. Right? Now we will have the controller separately. Means if you wanted to operate comment separately, you wanted to operate post separately, so you have post controller. So we have a REST controller within which you have get all post, add post means create post, and then update a post, and then delete a post. You have as usual CRUD operations. Similarly, comment controller. In the comment, whenever you wanted to add a comment, okay, you need a post repository as well. Why? Because when you are adding any comment, according to the post you are going to add, to which post you wanted to add a comment, you need to specify. So always you need to pass a post ID. Post ID is a relationship here. Using with the post ID, you can add a comment, get the comment, post the comment and delete the comment. All operations can be done, but you need to give a reference of your post ID, so that it will associate to that particular post ID only. It will delete from that particular post ID, it will update in that particular post ID, it will add into that post ID. While reading also it get from the given post ID only. Always whenever you wanted to add a comment, you should add according to the post, for which post you wanted to add. Okay, that is the association you are maintaining one to many from post to comment, from comment to your post you have many to one relationship. So in this particular example, just we are maintaining with unidirectional, so comments to post which is many to one relationship. Okay, so as usual you will have a boot application where you just start with the A new thing you have to observe here is the association. How do we write and how we implement both the repositories, and designing of your REST endpoints. How do we map our endpoints when there is an association? So the same thing is here. First you will write a repository, you will have an entities, and as usual you will have, you can also implement with service layer, but for as it is a sample we are not using it, but in real world you can implement always a service class. Then you have a controller. So in this particular application we have a controller for only the post table separately, because first of all you have to give number of posts, then comments controller separately. While you are giving a comment, you need to refer to the post to which you wanted to give the comment, right? So we have a two controllers separately. And here also you might have some doubts like do we need to maintain a model class, and then you need to maintain with a JPA util. This is all the things while you are implementing you need to maintain the standards. Okay, so the logic is important here. The logic part what we are learning here is how to maintain the association, but rest of the standards what you are going to maintain is as usual. You can maintain, you can maintain the standard of service class, you can maintain your model class, you can maintain your JPA util to map your model class to your entities. All these standards you can continue as usual, right? So in this example, first of all we will start practicing with the post controller. So in the post controller we have a post repository. We are taking a repository, we are making use of all predefined methods, find all to display all. And here you can see for a get all methods we need not pass any object, but here there is a new type of pageable thing is possible for your repository. What is this pageable? Pageable is a predefined implementation for your JPA repository. If at all, if your comments and posts are having some millions of records in the database, to provide pagination, to provide a sorting feature, so this pageable is a predefined interface which can be used along with your JPA repository. Pageable is nothing but iterable, the data what you are getting from the data from the backend. In this case, list of your post details, just it is going to get that and it is going to return list of post details. That is a page. If you don't wanted to implement a pageable, yes, that is also possible. Simply you give get all posts, okay, and simply here you give find all, and here the return type should be list of posts. That's all. It's a basic implementation. This is also possible. I think begin is required. Right? This is also possible. So either you can use this or you can also use with a pageable syntax. Next is how to add a post. First let us get all the posts first. I am stopping it. I just start the application. So application is running on 8086 and post. So the post ID 1, post ID 2. There are two posts are available in the database. So here our database name is CG211, same. The table name is, okay, for the post 2021, right? So this is the two records we have for a post table. The same thing we are going to get it. Let's say I wanted to perform with the adding a post. So to add a post we have post request. So post request, simply you are making use of post repository and save. Here is a request body and post. At valid will look for the data type. Suppose if you have a post element, for this we can have certain validations, not null, at not null, at not null. We can add like this. This comes under validations. We will go through this and validations part during our sprint. So it will not allow the null value for this. This is called validation. Whenever you wanted to validate that, we will use as part of our controller called at valid. This is the annotation we use. First we will create it. To create a post, right? So copy. Here is the request is post and the URL is same. Go to the body and add a post. So while adding the post, I am going to add one single record. So that is post ID is auto generated, right? ID value we need not give actually. So here title I will give Java FST, description web development we can give just I just added one more post. Unsupported content type, plain text. Post mapping is post only, right? Post body title, description, content. And we have post auto generated value. Yeah, now it is added. Just there is a matter of spaces. Okay, now the third one is added. Let's go here, get, and we give post. Now we are getting 1, 2, 3. So we are able to add. Similarly, we are able to perform with update and delete. Just I'll explain the logic for update and delete. Whenever you say post ID you need to pass. So here is you are going to perform with first of all post repository dot find by ID. You will be getting first the ID to be updated. So you get it. You will be setting the title, description, content, all the values you are going to set it. From the request body you are getting a post. With that you are getting the details, you are setting it, and then you are saying post repository dot save of the post. Means whatever value you give, it get updated. Here is a Java 8 syntax, or else throw. Means when you are giving repository dot find by ID, return type is optional. Return type is optional class. Whenever optional class is not returning the value for given post ID, means your post ID is not available, immediately or else throw message get executed. Just like we write if condition, after if it is not executed, then we write a throw class, right? Similarly or else throw. This is From here to here it is an optional class. It will return optional class. Optional class, whenever it is null, it will throw an exception. So or else throw, when find by id, that id is not available, it will throw an exception called resource not found. Let me check with the put request. So put request is, I need to give the post id called 3 and my request should be put, and I should give here, okay, first of all id equal to 3, and then now I will give here Java FSD 3, Web 3, Dev 3. I am just trying to update it. Okay, put request post 3, send. It got updated. Suppose I am trying to give a put request for the ID which is not available. Okay, it should throw that post ID 99 not found. So it is throwing that the exception. Again, where are we doing this exception handling? We have an exception class. We created an exception class and we are handling that exception as part of our post controller. So in the post controller, okay, you are handling the exception. You must have at exception handler class. Response status exception class you are using, and in the post controller or else simply you are throwing an exception and you are displaying the message here itself. Okay, post id not found. Now delete mapping. Delete also, if it is find, it will delete it. It will perform repository dot delete. If it is not find, it will say resource not found. So we'll go here, we give delete, okay, and we try to give 99, it will say that post id not found. Suppose if I try to delete for 3, now I give here 3, the third one. So before that, here we will check. See, 3 records are available. Now the third one we will try to delete. We are deleting it. So it got deleted. Now if you go and check here, get post, okay, send. Only again 2 are available. If you go here, only 2 will be available. This is with the post request. All the operations with the post, right? Now how do we do with the controller, which is comment controller? Here we are going to use our called many to one relationship. And you can observe here post repository, as usual there is simple thing, implementing JPA repository, that's all. Coming to a comment repository, we will have comment repository extend JPA, and then if you wanted to find all the comments by post ID, because it is associated with the post table, so this will not be available as part of your comment repository, so you need to write it custom method. Similarly, find by ID and post ID means when I give post ID and comment ID, then I should get my matched record. It's also a custom method, but it doesn't require any query to be passed. Okay, so that is the custom methods. Find by ID means definitely it is going to give you a list of values. Whenever there is a list of values, you can use a simple list or you can use pageable list of pages, list of comments you will be getting here. Here find by ID and post ID, there is a single one, only one you will get, because it is for a given ID and matched post ID, right? There should be only one unique, so you will getting only one comment object. But always better you take it as an optional of comment, so that if it is not returning, you can handle it in a better way. If it is returning, you can display comment. So this is all the methods we have. Let's go to our comment controller. First, to post, how do we add a comment? Whenever we wanted to add a comment, first of all we should give for which post you wanted to add a comment. then you should give your comments. So post is a URL, post ID, then after you have to give the comments. So in the comments, what is comments table syntax? Let's say here we will see select star from comments 2021. So comment also you have to give ID and then text and the post ID. Earlier we have 3 comments for second post, 3 comments for first post. Now we will add the 4th comment for second post. Okay, let's go here. Post is a URL, post ID first you need to give, then comments. Okay, now you need to give a comment here. So body, here you need to give a comment. So ID is 4 and for comments what is the content we have? Text and then comment ID, text and a post, right? So only text you need to give. So here text colon, here you give your comment. Very good and useful. That's all. Just I am giving this simple comment. So what is this comment? Comment number 4. You need not give this, it will auto generate, and then it is going for the second post. This comment is going to be for second post. Okay, next is set. So post is added. Let's go here, check first comments. Okay, very good, useful is added. For which post it is? Second post. Okay, for second post it is added. If it is already there, it will override. Okay, next, suppose I wanted to add one more comment for my first post. So how do I add it? First you give a post ID. Already there are 3 comments are there. Now I wanted to add one more comment. So I will not give this. I just give only not useful. This is my comment. Okay. For which post it is? For post number 1. Post is added. Now if you go here, for earlier for post 1 there is no comment as not useful, right? Now let's check. Okay, not useful. For which post it is? First post. Again for the first post only one more comment I wanted to give. May be useful. Okay, now a new comment is added. May be useful for the same post. This is many to one relationship, right? Many comments are going for one single post. So what about the post? How many posts we have? See, there are only 2 posts we have. First and second. If you add one more post, yes, you can have it. Let's say you wanted to add here post body. You need to change your again the structure of your post. Add the post, a body. Okay, you just give and ID also not mandatory here because it is auto generated. Now I am giving Java FST with React. Okay, description is simply FST, full stack, right? We are adding one more post here. So a post is added. Now if you can see, there are 3 posts are available. Now I wanted to add a comment. Okay, again post comment for this. Okay, What is the post ID now? It's a post ID 4, right? So for post ID 4, I wanted to add a comment. Comments. What is the comment I wanted to add? Text of okay. This is useful for my dev. Okay, simply I just am adding one comment. Body raw text comments for so this is the fourth record we are adding here. So post is 4 and comments is okay. This is useful my dev for 4th. This is how you can perform with the okay many to one relationship. Accordingly, you need to pass the URL. You can also perform delete, you can also perform update, anything you can perform, but URL you have to maintain. Let's say I wanted to delete the comment number. Okay, what is the comment number here? Let's say 2 I wanted to delete. For the post is 1, right? So I wanted to delete post is 1 and comments is also post ID is 2, post ID is 1, comment ID is 2. So comments of 2, right? This is how you need to give the URL. You need to check the URL how we need to pass. While deleting you have to pass post ID, you have to also pass comment ID, right? Let's go and give here should be deleted. While deleting there is no response message we are maintaining. So okay, so now you go here and check the comments. The second comment is deleted. Let's say comment number 3, okay, post ID 1 I wanted to update. Instead of below average I can give above average. So I give put request, okay, post ID 1, comment ID 3, right? Post ID is 1, comment ID is 3. I wanted to make it as above average. So now text is above average. Okay, just send it. So now it got updated. You can see here. Okay, above average. The below average thing got updated with above average. So we are able to update, we are able to delete, we are able to add, we are able to get. Okay, let's say I wanted to get okay all the comments for the post number 1. How many we have? For post number 1, 1, 2, 3. For post number 2, 1, 2, 3. For post number 4, only 1. So whichever you wanted to get, yes, it is possible. So get request, post 1, just comments. You will get all post number 1 comments. Suppose post number 4, only 1, right? Post number 1, you have only 1 comment. Rest of the thing is pageable related information. It's not the records, okay? Because it is pageable, it from here to here it is going to give you the page number, whether it is sorted, all page attributes it is giving. And suppose comment number 2 if you give, means post number 2 list of comments. So 1, okay, and then 2, there are 2 comments. This is how you can perform with all the operations with associations.